This is the last show of the year for Life Unrehearsed, and we thought it would be a good time to look back on what we're grateful for in this past year of 2025. Love to hear from you. Please give us a call at 514-790-0800. You could text us at that same number, 514-790-0800. What are you grateful for in 2025? And I'd like to bring in studio with me my wife, Stefanie Cadu. She joins me here, and you may know Stefanie from her ads that you hear occasionally on CJD, and she's been a guest on my show a few times talking about her specialty, which is seniors in transition. You know, the home sales and the downsizing and everything involved from transitioning from your home into a condo or senior living community. Stefanie, thanks for joining me in studio.
It's my pleasure.
Well, you know, we thought we'd make it a family affair here in this last segment.
It's about time you mentioned that I'm your wife.
You know, and it's, I thought it'd be appropriate, you know, because every family has their ups and downs throughout the year, no matter who you talk to.
Very true.
There's something going on, and things tend to during the holidays maybe even brew up a little bit more than normal. So we thought we'd dedicate a little time in this last little segment about what we're grateful for in 2025. So I'm going to, while we're just waiting for a text or two, let's start off with yourself, Stefanie. What are you grateful for this year?
Well, I was puzzled when you asked me first because you know it was quite a year. It was eventful, but honestly, we're happy. Nothing to complain about. We're all healthy. We all have good jobs. Our 3 kids are settled. They're in good relationships. They're healthy. They have good jobs. Zola, our 8.5-year-old Great Dane, is still around with us. And look at you. You're turning 60 next year. Okay?
The big 6-0, yes.
The big 6-0. You're strong as a bull, you're healthy, and you still have all your gorgeous hair. What can I want? What more could I ask for?
Oh, hair. You know what? I'm going to give props to my grandfather, Papa Joe, for the genetics and the DNA for the hair.
Thanks,
you know,
Papa.
Way to go, Papa. You know, thank you. Thank you very much. And you're right. You know, often this time of year, it does come down to family and friends, you know, that are so important. You know, we're very lucky. I'm very grateful. Both my parents are around. You have your dad around.
I have my dad, and I got closer to him
your
this
mom
year.
around. I mean, she passed away, what, 25 years ago? 25?
2004, so 21
years ago.
Already.
You know, so I know many people this time of year, there's a lot of reminiscing, and it's nostalgic. And so we do have to really be grateful for what we have and take advantage of those times with family and friends. And if you're just joining us here on Life Unrehearsed, Matt Delvecchio and Stefanie Cadu here, and we're talking about what you are grateful for in 2025. You know, I put a little list together myself, Stefanie. One of the things that I was quite proud of and very grateful for, as you're fully aware, we got a wonderful donation. There was an initiative we did this past fall, and about creating activity kits, stimulation kits.
Yeah.
This is for seniors, for residences, for individual families, and through teaming up with Nova West Island, my 2 companies, Premier Home Care and Lianas Senior Transition Support, and a wonderful donation, we were able to create these activity kits and distribute them to over 175 families and 50 residences, from CHSLDs in the public sector to a whole bunch of retirement homes, big and small. And that was probably one of the things that I'm going to cherish the most, just when we distribute those activity kits and see the smiles on families and individuals and caregivers. Very, very grateful for that. You know, I also would like to point out, you know, I mentioned I'm having M&A Linda Caron on my show in January, last Sunday of January, and we, you know, and I'm guilty of it as well. We'll knock our healthcare system. We'll knock long waiting lists for home care, as we just talked about, and long waiting lists for residences. But we also need to be grateful, big picture, about our healthcare system. And for example, if you've had a loved one or have had to go to a hospital, terrible long waiting list. But when it comes time to something very serious,
when you're in the system, you're taken care of. We could be Americans.
That's right. And
Yeah.
you know, I want to give a little example of my ex-father-in-law, actually. Tomorrow morning, at the Heart Institute, is going to go have quadruple bypass surgery. Wish you all the best, Grandpa. He's still I say ex, but still very close with the
Grandpa?
kids, and he's still Grandpa. And with the tap of a Medicare card at the hospital, he is getting this major operation. I can't imagine what it would cost in the States if you didn't have insurance. So we do have to be grateful, even though we could be a little rough in the media and about our healthcare system. It has a lot to be desired, but when it comes to things like that, we do have to be quite grateful for that. And, you know, there's... those are big picture things, but I think we have to cherish the small little things as well. Just the day-to-day things. We get caught in the rat race. Parents, caregivers under pressure all the time, and sometimes it's good to take those little moments and remember them. So cherish those special moments when you're looking back, or if you're under the gun and those stress levels are a little high. I do want to also talk about very grateful for community resources. You know, I mentioned Nova West Island. There's Nova Montreal. Community resources, Stefanie, are starting to play a huge role in all our lives. We just heard from the Alzheimer's Society of Montreal, but as our healthcare system is getting a lot of pressure and the resources are getting thin, we have to tap into these community resources. I talked earlier on about Cumming Center and you know, Contactivity in Westmount and L'Appui, which is a wonderful support. Talk to your municipalities. You and I are doing a ton of presentations, right, to municipalities and seniors. There's seniors groups all over.
There's so many more services that are offered than people know. We need to think family village at large, expand our network, especially when we need help.
Yeah, and really that's what we're trying to do here at Life Unrehearsed. That's the foundation of the show. You know, life is indeed unrehearsed. We get thrown curveballs in life, and it's how we cope with them. And one of those coping ways is tap into whatever resources we can, and don't forget our community resources and our municipalities. All right, time to wrap it up. I have one more grateful, Stefanie, and that's for you.
Of course.
You know, and I really do appreciate you're a big supporter. You're very patient. You know the pressures of both our jobs that we have. We're both going 7 days a week, and you're an amazing cook. I don't know how you do it, and you still have a full-time job as a real estate broker specializing in seniors in transition. So I know you're my biggest fan, and I know it's not always easy when there's two very busy people. So I am very grateful for you and the support that you show to us, our kids, and our family. So thank you.
We're a team, Matt.
Team is right. And one final grateful to our listeners. Without our listeners, without you, we would not be here. Life Unrehearsed is going to be celebrating our 9th anniversary, believe it or not, in March.
Who would have thought?
Going to be starting my 10th year. And so I want to thank you, our listeners, for your ideas, your support, for your texts. And when we just meet each other at events and, hey, this would be a good idea, Matt, or thank you for bringing up this. So thank you very much to all our listeners. And it is very much appreciated. So please be grateful as we head into 2026, wishing everyone a very, very happy new year. And as a reminder, as we wrap it up in our last part, just for all your inquiries or assistance for home care or transitioning to retirement communities, we can help you out at Premier Home Care and Lianas Senior Transition Support.